on January 6th, the Feast of the Three Kings, or El Día de los Reyes Magos, is celebrated. Many generations of my family celebrated this day, when children put out their shoes to be filled by passing magi with treats and gifts. My grandmother loved this day. As a child, she was delighted to wake up and find all the shoes of her brothers and sisters and her own filled with homemade goodies. My grandmother was the sixth of 8 children of a family from a small fishing village on the Mediterranean coast of Spain called Xabia in Valenciano, a dialect of Catalan spoken on the Mediterranean coast of Spain. At the time our story takes place, on the Feast of the Three Kings, January 6, 1984, my grandmother was the last remaining child of her family. All the others had passed before her. On this night, in the wee hours, she lay in a hospital bed in the city of Valencia, Spain, near death. Meanwhile, not far away, 2 old women traverse the city of Valencia in the damp chill of the winter night. They travel hurriedly, a bit unsure of their surroundings, but journey on unfettered by the late hour and the cold air. It was precisely as these 2 women neared their destination that the priest was called to my grandmother's bedside. He gave my grandmother her final rites, what we now call the anointing of the sick. Thus, she had completed her final Catholic sacrament. While in the hospital room, the priest offers his final prayers for the soul of Maria Luisa Ramos. The 2 women seem to have arrived at their destination. They consult the address on a weathered envelope and ring the apartment's buzzer. Finally, an alarmed voice answers the intercom. It is the voice of my Aunt Susana.
¿Sí?
The women reply.
Hem vingut de Xàbia per a veure a ta mare. Per favor, dis-nos el número d'habitació de l'hospital.
Having been awoken with such a startle, my Aunt Susana doesn't think to ask questions. Just provide this old voice with the information it seeks.
A l'habitació 313 a l'Hospital La Fe al tercer pis, però no et deixaran veure-la a estes hores.
On the other end, no reply, just silence. My aunt calls out,
Hola, ¿hi ha algú?
Hello, is there anyone there? But only hears the muted sound of the city below her. They found my grandmother, these 2 women, just as they'd been told, on the 3rd floor of the Hospital La Fe. My grandmother awakes and whispers their names. My Aunt Susana could not go back to sleep. She remains by the intercom in the kitchen, puzzled by the unexpected visitors. When the phone rings, she gasps, wondering what news is coming next.
Sí? Bon dia, crido de l'Hospital La Fe, de part de la senyora Blanca Ramos. Sí? Sent molt dir-li que sa mare ha faltat a les 3:15 del matí.
Her mother had died at 3 a.m. She cannot help but think about the visitors who had passed by precisely at 3 a.m. asking for her mother's hospital room.
Tenia algun acompanyante con ella? Sols la infermera de torn de nit, a qui ella tenia gran...
She asked again.
En pau. ¿Estás segura que nadie fue a verla? Sí, por supuesto, estaba soles.
For many months after my grandmother's death, they tried to discover who it was that came from Xabia in the middle of the night as my grandmother lay dying. No one could be found, and this is how the story fell into family legend. We will always think of January 6, 1984, as the night 2 women from Xabia came to walk my grandmother away from her earthly existence. And I have to wonder, when it's my time, who will come to walk with me?